We're less than 24 hours away. Tomorrow, October 7th, the supermoon will rise in its full power, bigger, brighter, closer than we've seen all year. And when it does, nothing will feel the same. This isn't just a full moon. It's a turning point, a moment that can bring big changes. The supermoon doesn't come quietly. It gives signs, warnings, and before the moon reaches its peak, you may notice 9 of them. You won't see these signs on the news. You won't read them in magazines. They come in small ways, like a strange dream, a sudden thought, or something that feels too perfect to be a coincidence. Most people ignore them. They call it coincidence, imagination, but not you. You're here, which means the supermoon is already speaking to you. And before tomorrow arrives, you need to know these 9 signs. So stay with me. But first, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and type 777 in the comments. This full moon is not a normal one. It's a harvest supermoon, the biggest and brightest moon of the season. When it rises, it will look huge in the sky, glowing with a light that makes the night feel different, almost magical. Spiritually, the harvest supermoon is about truth and change. Just as the moon lights up the dark sky, it also lights up the hidden parts of your life. Feelings you've been holding back may come forward. Thoughts you've been ignoring may suddenly become clear. During this time, emotions can feel stronger, intuition sharper, and life may seem to move faster. And this matters because a harvest supermoon is not just another full moon. It's a chance to release what no longer belongs and to step into something new. Today, the first sign you'll see before the supermoon is strong emotions rising to the surface. You might notice yourself feeling happy and then suddenly sad for no clear reason. Old memories may come back when you least expect them. It can feel overwhelming, like carrying a bag that suddenly bursts open. But this isn't to hurt you. It's the supermoon showing you what you've been holding inside. These emotions rise so you can finally let go of the weight you no longer need. The second sign is changes in your sleep and dreams. Some nights may feel heavy, like your body can't rest, while other nights bring dreams so clear they almost feel real. These dreams aren't random. They are messages. Pay attention to the people, places, or feelings in them. Just like the supermoon lights up the night, your dreams light up the hidden corners of your mind. They may show you what you secretly want, what you fear, or what you're ready to step into. The third sign is tension in relationships. Maybe conversations feel sharper, or small disagreements suddenly grow bigger. Maybe you notice the truth in someone's words or even in your own heart. The supermoon has a way of pulling off masks and making things clear. Sometimes it reveals love that's been waiting to be expressed. Other times it shows cracks that can no longer be ignored. Either way, it's not here to break you. It's here to help you see what's real. The fourth sign is unexpected shifts in energy that happen in your daily rhythm. One day you may wake up full of ideas, wanting to start new things, and the next you may find yourself wanting silence and space. This isn't weakness. It's the moon preparing you. Think of it like the ocean tide. It moves back and forth, never still, yet always in harmony with the pull of the moon. These changes are a reminder to listen to your body, to your own inner timing instead of forcing yourself into the constant rush of the world. When your rhythm changes, it's not chaos, it's alignment. The supermoon amplifies this, pulling you toward what you need most, even if at first it doesn't make sense. There's a deeper message here. The supermoon is testing how well you adapt. It's easy to follow a straight path when nothing changes, but growth comes when the ground beneath you shifts and you still choose to walk forward. The universe will sometimes speed things up, other times slow them down so you can discover patience and resilience. This is one of the warnings before October 6th. A reminder not to resist the movement of energy, but to ride it. Like a surfer waiting for the right wave, your timing matters. The moon is showing you that everything has a rhythm, and learning to flow with it is a form of strength. The fifth sign is a sharper awareness of patterns in your surroundings. Things you once overlooked suddenly stand out, almost as if the world is holding up a magnifying glass. A repeated number on a clock, a song that plays at the exact moment you're thinking of someone, or a chance conversation that feels too perfectly timed. These are not small things. The supermoon has a way of highlighting patterns that connect your inner world with the outer one. They aren't random. They're like breadcrumbs leading you somewhere important. The more you pay attention, the clearer the path becomes. These patterns aren't meant to confuse you, but to wake you up. The universe speaks in subtle ways, and during a supermoon its voice gets louder. If you've been asking questions about your life, this is when answers arrive, hidden in ordinary moments. What matters is not brushing them aside. Think of it like subtitles appearing in a movie. If you look away, you miss the message. The moon is reminding you that life is speaking to you constantly, and in this period the volume is turned up. When September 7th draws near, these patterns become stronger, guiding you to decisions that will shape your future. The sixth sign is a sudden urge to simplify. You might open a drawer and finally decide to clear it out or scroll through your phone and feel the need to remove contacts you no longer connect with. This isn't about cleaning. It's about making space. The harvest supermoon brings with it a strong pull to strip away the extra weight you've been carrying in small ways. You may realize you've been holding on to things, objects, routines, even conversations that no longer serve you. The urge to simplify is the moon's way of showing you it's time to clear the clutter both inside and around you, so that something new can enter. On a spiritual level, this sign is one of the most powerful warnings for October 6th. Simplifying is not about losing, it's about preparing. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack for years and then one day realizing you can take it off. That's what this supermoon energy does. It reminds you that you don't need everything you've been holding. By letting go, you create space for better opportunities, healthier connections, and a clearer mind. This is the universe's way of reminding you can't move forward if your arms are full of the past. The seventh sign is a strong pull toward reflection on your past choices. It may come suddenly while you're walking, cooking, or listening to music, and memories flood in, not to haunt you but to guide you. You may find yourself replaying decisions, conversations, or moments that shaped you. This is not regret. It is insight. The harvest supermoon acts like a giant mirror, showing you the story of your life in pieces so you can understand the bigger picture. What once felt confusing may now make sense. What once seemed painful may now show you its purpose. This sign matters because reflection is the key to transformation. You can't step into your future without understanding the ground you've already walked. The moon is not punishing you. It's reminding you of how far you've come. It is pulling threads from your past, weaving them into a pattern that finally looks clear. When you experience this, don't push the memories away. Let them surface. Then ask yourself, what did this teach me? And what can I do differently moving forward? This is one of the most powerful warnings before the peak, urging you to stop running from your own story and instead use it as a map. The eighth sign is unexpected clarity about your goals. Maybe you've been unsure about where you're headed, or you've carried ideas but haven't acted on them. During the supermoon, something clicks. A thought drops in like lightning. You suddenly understand what you truly want, or at least what no longer fits. It may come during a conversation, while writing something down, or even while watching the world outside your window. This clarity is the supermoon's way of cutting through noise and showing you the truth of your desires. This is the moment where excuses lose their grip. If you've been telling yourself, I'll do it later or I'm not ready, this moon will challenge that. Think of it like the fog lifting on a road. You see where you are going clearly, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. That clarity may be uncomfortable because it demands action. The supermoon is warning you. Delay is no longer your friend. Whether it's about your career, your health, or your relationships, the truth is here. Use this clarity as a gift because it is rare. September 7th holds this kind of energy where clarity isn't gentle, it's striking, and it pushes you forward. The ninth sign is a deep urge for renewal. This can show up in surprising ways. You may feel drawn to change your environment, try something new, or even reinvent a part of yourself that has been waiting for attention. It isn't about escape. It's about transformation. The harvest supermoon brings this surge of energy to remind you that you are not stuck. Life is always shifting, and this moment is your chance to align with that change. It's the universe whispering, it's time for a fresh chapter. This renewal doesn't happen overnight. It begins with small steps, clearing space in your surroundings, embracing new routines, or making decisions that reflect who you are becoming, rather than who you used to be. The supermoon amplifies this by pushing you to trust that the future holds more than the past ever did. This final sign is both a warning and a blessing. If you resist, life may feel heavier. If you embrace it, new opportunities, people, and experiences can flow toward you more easily than you imagined. The harvest supermoon's last message is clear. Stop waiting to step into the life you're meant to live. The time is already here. You've reached a place where hesitation no longer serves you. Think about how long you've been carrying certain parts of yourself as if they were anchors, convincing yourself that they had to remain because you weren't ready to let go. That weight has traveled with you through seasons, through choices, through quiet nights when you wondered if life could look different. And now, without warning, you are standing in the middle of a crossroad where carrying that weight is no longer an option. Something in you knows the moment has arrived. It's not about being ready. It's about being willing. Every cycle of life has a peak, a point where things build until they can no longer remain as they are. That is where you are now. You've stretched yourself to the edge of who you've been, and the edge is asking you to leap into who you are becoming. Think of it as standing on the shoreline watching wave after wave come in. You can keep standing there letting the tide brush against your feet, or you can step into the water and let it carry you deeper. The choice is yours, and yet you already know which one your soul has been whispering all along. What makes this moment different is that it does not ask for perfection. It doesn't demand that you solve everything, nor does it require that you carry a flawless plan. It only asks for courage. Courage is not about never being uncertain. It's about deciding to act even when uncertainty is loud. You've been here before, haven't you? Standing in front of an opportunity that made your heart race, questioning whether you were good enough to take it. And yet every time you dared, your life shifted in ways you couldn't have predicted. This moment is no different. It's simply bigger, louder, and more undeniable. When you look back, you'll see that life has been preparing you for this. Every disappointment that once felt unfair, every pause that frustrated you, every ending that you didn't understand. They were not blocks on your path. They were shaping you. They taught you resilience. They gave you a voice when silence seemed easier. They reminded you that you could survive what you thought might break you, and now all of that strength is rising within you, waiting for you to use it. If you've been waiting for the universe to send you a signal, this is it. No flashing signs, no dramatic announcements, just the undeniable truth that something greater is already calling your name. The challenge is whether you'll answer. Imagine if you chose to trust that everything you've gone through was leading you here. Imagine the kind of power that would awaken in you the moment you decide to believe that nothing was wasted, that every chapter, even the hard ones, gave you tools you didn't even realize you were carrying. October 7th is not about a single date on a calendar. It's a marker of readiness. Not readiness in the sense of everything is perfect, but readiness in the sense of I can no longer stay the same. When you cross this threshold, you begin to understand that your life is not waiting for some distant permission. It is waiting for you to step into alignment with who you've always been capable of becoming. Think of a flame. At first it flickers, delicate and uncertain. But given the right conditions, oxygen, space, and attention, it grows stronger, brighter, undeniable. You are that flame. For too long you've kept yourself small, shielding your light so that it wouldn't disrupt the darkness around you. But this turning point is a challenge to stop hiding and instead ignite fully. The world doesn't need a half version of you. It needs the version that has been preparing in silence, the version that dares to blaze in full. Perhaps you've told yourself it isn't the right time, that maybe you should wait until things calm down, until you have more answers, until the pieces fall neatly into place. But here's the truth. Waiting for the right time is a way of telling yourself that you are not worthy of your own growth right now. And the reality is, life will never hand you perfect conditions. What it offers instead are moments like these. Moments when the invitation is clear and the decision is yours. The challenge before you is not small, but it is simple. Will you choose expansion over contraction? Will you choose possibility over familiarity? Will you choose courage over comfort? These choices define far more than a single season. They define the trajectory of your entire future, because every time you step forward, the universe responds. It opens doors that were invisible before. It sends opportunities that could never have arrived if you had stayed where you were. The full moon with its brilliance is often seen as a reflection of what is within us. Hidden potential illuminated, truths revealed, and the supermoon magnifies that energy, bringing what was once subtle into undeniable clarity. In the same way, your own inner power is being magnified. The things you once whispered to yourself in secret now demand to be spoken out loud. The dreams you tucked away, the goals you delayed, the parts of yourself you quieted so others would feel comfortable. They are rising again louder than ever. Not to torment you, but to remind you that they belong to you. And so here is the challenge. The moment that divides who you were from who you are becoming. Stop circling the same doubts. Stop postponing the leap. You know exactly what has been waiting for you. It may not be clear in every detail, but the call is unmistakable. The turning point asks you to rise. Even if your knees shake, even if your voice wavers, even if the ground beneath you doesn't look steady, rise anyway. Because standing still is no longer an option. And deep down you know it. Imagine the day you look back on this moment not with regret but with gratitude. Gratitude that you didn't let fear hold the pen. Gratitude that you decided to expand into the life that had been waiting all along. Gratitude that you chose to step through the open door even when you didn't know what was on the other side. That is the version of you waiting to emerge. The one who trusted that growth was worth the risk. So the challenge is clear. Step forward. Speak the words you've been afraid to say. Make the choice you've been postponing. Release what no longer belongs. Begin what has been calling. Do it not for applause, not for validation, but because you finally recognize that this is your moment and it will not wait forever. The turning point has already arrived. It is you who must decide to meet it. You are standing at a doorway between the person you were and the person you are becoming. Most people will pause at this doorway. They'll touch the handle, hesitate, and turn back because stepping forward means walking into uncertainty. But that hesitation isn't meant for you anymore. You've already lingered at thresholds long enough. This turning point is not about peeking at possibilities. It is about stepping all the way through. The truth is, every new beginning has always demanded a kind of surrender. Not the surrender of weakness, but the surrender of trust. Trust that even if the road ahead is not yet visible, your next step will reveal itself the moment you take it. It's like climbing a staircase in the dark. You don't need to see the entire structure. You only need to place your foot on the next step. Life works the same way. The staircase will not appear while you stand frozen at the bottom. It only reveals itself to the one who climbs. Think about how many times you already proved you could climb. There were days when you didn't know how you'd get through, and yet you did. There were chapters where the uncertainty seemed heavier than your hope, and still you moved forward. That wasn't luck. That was resilience. That was you refusing to stay small, even when staying small was easier. This moment asks for the same courage. Except now the reward is far greater. You're not just climbing to survive. You're climbing to thrive. And here's what most people don't understand. The turning point isn't about massive leaps. It's about consistency in the small choices. Saying yes when hesitation rises. Closing the door on what drains you, even if it's familiar. Taking the opportunity that aligns with who you're becoming, even if it scares you. Growth rarely announces itself with fireworks. Instead, it appears in the quiet decision to take one step and then another and another, until you look back and realize you've crossed miles you once thought impossible. This is the secret. The most extraordinary transformations begin with ordinary decisions. You don't need to know how everything will unfold. You only need to decide you're done standing still. That choice sends ripples across your life. It shifts how you walk into rooms, how you speak to others, how you carry yourself. It changes the way opportunities find you, because they're drawn to momentum. Life always meets you at the level of the risks you are willing to take. Imagine what it would mean to carry yourself as though you were already aligned with the life you want. Not someday, not after everything is perfect, but right now. Picture yourself walking through the world with that level of certainty. Do you think doors would remain closed? Do you think opportunities would stay hidden? Or would they recognize the energy you're radiating and rush to meet you? That is the power of the turning point. It isn't waiting for permission from outside. It begins the moment you decide to embody it within yourself. The greatest trap is telling yourself you will begin later. Later when things are easier. Later when fear is gone. Later when you have proof of success before you take the first step. But later is an illusion. Later becomes next week. Then next month. Then next year. And one day you wake up realizing you traded the life you could have lived for a timeline that never arrived. That is why this moment matters. It cuts through the illusion of later and shows you that now is the only time that ever truly belongs to you. You already know what has been calling you. You don't need anyone else to name it. Deep down, the truth is clear. That relationship you've been tolerating, that routine you've been stuck in, that goal you keep pushing away, it doesn't need another year of hesitation. It needs a decision. You are the only one who can give it that. And when you do, everything begins to reorganize around that choice. That's what the turning point is. The moment the universe, and once you choose, watch how life responds. The conversations that once drained you begin to fall away. The people who align with your future start appearing. The opportunities that once seemed distant suddenly arrive at your doorstep. Not because the world magically changes overnight, but because your choice changes you. And when you change, the world can't help but shift in response. The doorway is here. The invitation has been extended. The only question left is whether you will step through. Moments like this don't arrive often. Life has a way of circling back again and again. Yet only once in a while does it place everything in front of you with such clarity. The journey of the past weeks has been pointing toward a single truth. Growth cannot be postponed anymore. Transformation is no longer waiting in the distance. It's pressing into the present. Every step forward begins with awareness. But awareness alone is not enough. Awareness without action is like holding a key but never turning the lock. The season now unfolding is asking for something stronger. It is asking for movement, for trust, and for the courage to step into the unknown. Not because it is comfortable, but because it is time. The story told by the stars and reflected in the October 7th sky is more than a spectacle. It is a reminder that cycles close and new ones open, and that nothing in nature ever truly remains the same. The full moon that rises with such brilliance is not simply a light in the night. It is a mirror of renewal. The supermoon that magnifies its power is not merely astronomical. It is symbolic of the magnitude within you waiting to be claimed. Growth has always required release. Old habits, old doubts, old ways of holding back. These cannot follow where you are going. What stands in front of you is not only possibility but responsibility. A responsibility to yourself to stop shrinking, stop delaying, and start stepping into the life that has been calling your name for far too long. Audiences who hear these words are never here by accident. Something brought you to this moment. Something in your spirit recognized that these messages carry a spark for you. And that spark matters. It means the universe is already speaking to you, aligning you with the reminder that change is possible and that now is the moment to say yes to it. So let's turn reflection into action. Share your thoughts in the comments. What shifts have you experienced? What realizations have opened in you? And what commitments are you ready to embrace moving forward? Let the comment section become a circle of energy, where every declaration strengthens not only your own path, but the paths of others who arrive here. And if these words have stirred something inside you, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what comes next. Share this video with someone who might be standing on their own turning point, someone who needs the reminder that growth is always possible. No matter how heavy the past has been, the story does not end here. This is only the beginning. What lies ahead is deeper insight, more guidance, and even greater discoveries. Stay close because the next message will carry exactly what you didn't even know you needed.